Hello guys, welcome back to STEM Trainers. Today we are going to do some sequence for year 7 to 9. And okay, let's start. This is part 1. So in this we will be doing linear and arithmetic sequence. In the next video we will be doing geometric sequence and then quadratic sequence. Okay. So let's see what a linear or arithmetic sequence is. So a number pattern which increases or decreases by the same amount each time is called a linear sequence. For example, let's take one example to understand this. For example, we have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, a sequence like this, 11, and so on. As you can see, the next term we can obtain by adding 2 in the previous term. So we are keep on adding plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. So now each term is increasing by the same amount too. So this is a linear sequence, or you can say this is an arithmetic sequence. Okay, let's take one more example to understand this. Let's take one decreasing sequence: 3, 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, like this. So in this you can see is each term is decreasing by 1. So as you can see, if we have to obtain 2 from 3, what you have to do is you have to subtract 1. So we are basically subtracting 1 in each term. So again, this will become our linear sequence. Okay, so now we understand what a linear sequence is. So next question comes is how to find the nth term of a linear sequence or arithmetic sequence. Now there are two methods. So let me tell you both. Let's take one example to understand this. Let's take this example: 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and so on. Okay, now if this is a sequence, then I can obviously say my first term is 3. My second term is 5. My third term is 7, and so on. My fourth term is 9. So if I keep on going like this, I want to know what is my nth term. Or what is the value of the sequence at the nth number. So we want to know that. So this is the first method. So in this method, what we do is we find the 0th term. That is a term before the first term. So as our first term is 1 and each term we are adding 2. So if I want to obtain the 0th term, I call that as 0th term. That is one term before the first term. That will be 1. Right? I hope everyone understands this. So now I can just say this: to obtain my first term, I am adding 2. To obtain my second term, I am adding 2 times. And to obtain my third term, what I am doing is, in 0 term, I am adding 2 3 times. Right? So basically, T3 is nothing but 1 plus 2 times 3. So basically, we are adding this 2 3 times. And similarly for this, we are adding 2 4 times, like this. So my nth term will become T0 plus n times the difference, that is 2. So my Tn becomes T1 is 1 plus 2n. So this is my nth term. I hope you understand this. Now once again, let me tell you how did I find this. First, I will find the 0th term, that is the term before the first term. That you can easily obtain by subtracting 2 from 3. Okay, then because the next terms we are finding by adding 2, right? So if I want the nth term, so I have to add 2 n times. So that's why my nth term will be 1 plus 2n. So this is how you can find the nth term. Let's take one more example. Okay, Now we have our 0th term. Now we can find easily our nth term. So our nth term will be nothing but 0th term plus n times the difference between two consecutive terms. That is 4 in this case. So n times 4. So my answer is 4n minus 2. So this is my nth term for this. So let's try one more question on this, example 3. So let's take minus 1, minus 3, minus 5, minus 7, minus 9, like this. So let's say you have a sequence like this. So first we can check whether it's a linear sequence or not. As you can see, so from first term to second term, I have to subtract 2 and then again subtract 2. So we can see it's a linear sequence as the first difference is same. So now to find the nth term of this, so what I will do is I will find the 0th term. So as this is minus 2, to obtain the 0th term, I will add 2, that is minus 1 plus 2, that is 1. So I will get 1 as my 0th term. So once I have 0th term, so my formula for nth term is, you can write this formula also if you want, that is 0 term plus n times d. Now what is this d? This d is known as, you can say this is common difference. Now what is this common difference? This common difference value is nothing but difference between two consecutive terms. That is, you can say second term minus first term, or you can write this as third term minus second term, like this. Okay. So what is my values for this sequence? 0 term is 1 plus n is n, d. d is minus 2 in this case. Just be careful in this, right? Second term minus first term will give you minus 2. So my nth term for this becomes minus 2n plus 1. So this is my answer for this. Let's try method 2. Method 2 is very simple. Method 2 is like this. So let's take one example. Let's say we have a linear sequence like this. Okay. So now a general linear sequence, we can write it like this. If this is my first term, let's call this as A1. Now, how do I obtain the second term is by adding some number or subtracting some number. Let that number be d. So my second term will be A1 plus d. My next term will be, again, we have to do the same thing. So again, you add d in this. So you get A plus A1 plus 2d. Next term will be A1 plus 3d, like this. And it will go on like this. So this is my general linear sequence, you can say. So any linear sequence can be written in this form. So as you can see, this is my first term, this is my second term, this is my third term, and this is my fourth term. If you just see these four terms, you will observe that in every term you have A1. So obviously T5 will also have A1, T6 will also have A1. So I can say my Tn will also have A1. Next. Now, how many Ds are there? Now you can notice for first term there is no D. For second term, how many Ds are there? You can see I have only one D. For third term, when it is third term, you have 2D here. When it's fourth term, you have 3D here. So obviously, if I just say I have T8 term, so it will be A1 plus 7D. This number of D's will be 1 less than the term. So this is 8th term, so I have 7D. So if you have Tn, it will have 1 less than n, that is n minus 1 d in that number. So this is a formula, you can say, for arithmetic sequence to find the nth term. You can just directly use this. Now important thing is, what is A1? A1 is the first term that is given. What is D? D is known as common difference. Common difference. Now, how do you find the common difference? By subtracting next term minus previous term. So basically, for example, T2 minus T1 will give us D, or you can say T3 minus T2. It will give us D, like this. So any one will work because everything is same, T3 minus T2, like this. You just have to find one. So let's see how to apply this formula. Let's find nth term of this. So nth term for this sequence will be, that is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, is, formula is A1. A1 is 1 plus n minus 1 times D. What's the difference here? You can just find 3 minus 1, that is 2. So that difference is 2. So what we are getting is 1 plus 2n minus 2. So my Tn is coming out to be 2n minus 1. Okay, I think we found the same answer here also. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, the answer is 1 plus 2. Okay, actually it is starting from 3. Okay, anyways. So this is the second method. So you can directly use this formula, or you can just find the zero term and then add nd. Okay, so this is the way. And what's the use of nth term? By nth term, if we know the nth term, then we can find any term. We just have to substitute the value. For example, if they ask, let me give you one example. If they ask in this sequence, find 14th term. So what you can do is first find the nth term, that we found out to be 2n minus 1. So my nth term is 2n minus 1. Now they are asking for 14th term. So just substitute n as 14. So you will get 2 times 14 minus 1, that is 27. That will be our answer. So that's the use of the nth term. So I hope you understand this. If you have any doubts or any confusion, you can write it in the comments and I will make sure to answer that as soon as possible. Thanks for watching STEM Trainers.